If you've enjoyed this video, if you I know it's a reach.
Mostly sunny in the morning, then
all right,
becoming
thanks for watching.
cloudy. Highs.
It says goodbye. Oh,
Whiskey 6 Lima calling CQ, hello CQ. CQ calling CQ, hello CQ. Whiskey 6 Lima Golf. Whiskey 6 Lima Golf.
Hi, I'm Jim, W6LG. Let's talk about ham radio. Actually, let's talk about AM radio and FM radio. When we evacuated because of the fire down the street, we left a lot behind and we're not prepared to leave. The fire was unexpected, but it was in our not in our backyard, but close enough, about a mile and a half away. The things that we didn't take included some kind of AM, FM portable radio. And to that extent, a company contacted me that makes AM, FM portable emergency radios and asked if I'd like to see them and do a review, and I agreed. So this is the little radio that we got. It comes in a box that looks like this. It's kind of a nifty box. It is, there are two versions of this radio. I had them send both so that I could try both. I wanted to see which one would work for me. One was attractive because it had shortwave in it. So the choices are, there's an AM, FM shortwave, that's model number 1, and model number 2 is AM, FM, and weather band. And actually, they're called, can't pronounce the name, Tivdio. Tivdio, if you're watching, think of another name. But so they have a model number called HR-11. It's on Amazon. These came from Amazon. They sell for about $50. But they do a couple of really neat things, and so they're worth looking at and they're worth talking about because they provide some functions that other radios, I'm not aware of other radios doing the same kinds of things. And I'll do some close-ups of them, but it says goodbye. There's a green, seriously, it's a green and a red. One is shortwave and the other is weather band. So they both have AM, they both have FM, and that's where it ends. One does weather band, the other does shortwave. The shortwave is 3 to 23, yeah, 3 to 23 megahertz. I have yet to hear anything with it. There is not an antenna jack on it. It has a short whip. Might be okay if we were in Europe, but we're not. And at this point, I'm liking the radio with a weather band in it. And as a matter of fact, we have a storm coming our way. And I had it on early this morning, and it was warning us about the upcoming storm.
Today is 77, which occurred in 1992, and the record low is 30, which occurred in 1887. Sunrise today.
That's 162.4, which by coincidence, I'm looking at the transmitter. It's just down the road. I'm on Wolf Mountain Lookout. This
simulcast on radio station KEC 57 at 162.55 megahertz from Fairplay in El Dorado County, and on radio station WWF 67
there we go.
at 162.40 megahertz from Wolf Mountain in Nevada County.
And that's us.
Here
So
is an important winter weather message for the following areas in California, Motherlode and West Slope,
that's
Northern
us.
Sierra Nevada. What? Snow expected. Plan on difficult travel conditions, including during the morning commute on Monday. Total snow accumulations of 5 to 8 inches, with localized amounts up to 17 inches, are expected.
Whoa.
Where? Motherlode and West Slope, Northern Sierra Nevada. When? 1 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday. Additional details. Be prepared for reduced visibilities at times. A winter weather advisory for
Okay.
snow means periods of snow will cause primarily travel difficulties. Be prepared for snow-covered roads and limited visibilities, and use caution while driving. The latest road conditions for the state you are calling from can be obtained by calling 511.
So the radio that makes this radio really valuable to me because it has a weather band in it, and everything is push buttons on the front. There's a keypad, volume up, volume down, change frequency, change channels, change bands. On the shortwave one, you can scroll through roughly 1 megahertz jumps from 3 up to 23. What makes these really interesting is what's on the side. And in this case, there's a slide switch on top, and in position number 1 is a flashlight, which is cool. Position number 2 supposedly blinks SOS, but it doesn't. And it says that that's a SOS emergency alert. Well, I don't think so. The flashlight's nice, the emergency alert not so much. Now, this makes a lot of noise. And I think if you were trying to be located, maybe that would help. I hope never to be in that position. It has a menu system on the that chooses a bunch of things, and including Bluetooth. You can connect to your cell phone, and it has a right about there a couple extra holes, and I think those are for the condenser or electret mic, and of course that's the speaker. So you can Bluetooth with your cell phone. Not sure why you would want to do that. I don't know. It has a micro SD slot, so maybe if you put it on Bluetooth, you could record the cell phone. You can put music on here, and it'll shuffle through the music. There's a headphone jack, and that works. I tried it. There's a micro USB connector, and that's really handy because that's where you can charge the phone. There's other choices, however. So you could plug one end of the cable, the USB cable, into this micro USB jack, and the other into your computer and charge the battery. And I have a battery pack that I could plug into there to charge the battery. Another way to charge the battery is this guy. There's a dynamo thing on the back. You turn the knob and it charges the battery, and that's pretty cool. But it gets even better. The other feature that I really like on this thing is it has the, if you will, the other end of that cable would have a connector like this. So you can take the cable that would plug into here, plug the opposite end that would go into your computer into here, push the switch down. The output of the dynamo now comes out this USB jack to charge your cell phone. And I tried it and it works. It takes a bit of cranking for sure. So when you plug your cell phone into here, immediately the battery starts to charge. If you don't want to drain this battery, then you can take the battery out and use the dynamo. And when you're cranking it, the cell phone says it's being charged. When you stop cranking, it is not charging. So that's a neat feature. So it gives you the ability to charge your cell phone, but you'd want to take the USB cable with you, and also to charge the radio. So if you, for example, are in your car, you could plug this into the cigarette lighter, charge it up, and have it ready to go. The battery that's in it is on Amazon.com. It looks like kind of like a camera battery or a cell phone battery. It's thin. The model number of the battery is BL5C. It's 3.7 volts, you charge it with 4.2. Usually when you charge a battery, you over voltage it a bit, so it takes some current. And price on Amazon Prime was, I think, $8 to $15, depending on which one you bought. So the good news is the battery's replaceable, and some of these things I've had in the past, the battery was not replaceable. There's also a solar cell, solar panel, if you will, up on top. This won't power your house. It really won't power the radio much either. It's very few milliamps. So what it will do is maintain the charge on the battery, but it won't take a battery from dead to fully charged. It simply doesn't have enough output, current output. However, if you park this in the sun and the battery is down just a bit or close to being fully charged, it will maintain that. The difference between where it needs to be and where it is, well, you can turn the dynamo and run it up. The two model numbers for these two radios, and these are roughly 5 by 2.5 by 1 3/4. Round numbers, 5 by 2.5 by 2. And at first I thought, well, it's pretty small, but the speaker works okay. And the nice thing about this size is you can stick it in your pocket. So if you had to go somewhere, you could take it with you. It's pocket sized. And again, it has 5 volts out, 5 volts in, headphones, charger, dynamo, solar cell up on top to keep the battery charged up. Has a clock, an alarm clock, and a bunch of things I'd probably never use, to be honest with you. For example, it has its built-in MP3, and it has a way to shuffle through music, so I guess you could stack up music, but that's not going to be my thing. What would be handy for me is it can keep the battery charged. I can use this to charge my cell phone. It does have a built-in flashlight. I'm more likely to use that than the non-SOS SOS. Display is big, easy to read. The radio is about what you, in terms of quality of music and voice, about what you'd expect for a speaker that's maybe 1 1/4 inch in diameter. It's not great, it's not high fidelity. You can connect it to a separate speaker, but that sort of defeats the purpose of this little radio, and that you can stick it in your pocket when you need to. For example, on the night that we left, it was actually 2 o'clock in the morning. If I had had this, I would have taken it. If we had ended up in a shelter, this might have been our only way to find out what was going on. There's a place for a strap to go through here, like a hand loop strap. Anyway, this model number is the HR-11W, W for weather band. This one in green, and that's all it comes in as red, is the HR-11S for shortwave. I tried it last night and I couldn't get anything on it. I couldn't get WWV at 10 megahertz. I couldn't get WWV at 5 megahertz. Again, if I were in Europe, maybe that would pay off, where you got megawatt stations down the street broadcasting in the shortwave band. Here, there's really nothing close. Are these worth 50 bucks? Yeah, they are. And if I were having to leave again, or when the power goes out, I'm going to have these handy, especially because of the flashlight and the dynamo. I can charge my cell phone, I can keep that going. Of course, the first thing to go out during a disaster is the cell phone, but at least you have the opportunity to keep the battery charged. That's kind of where we're at with these two radios. They work fine, they sound okay, the audio quality is fair. The menu system is a little bit complicated, and there is a learning curve. They function as advertised. They do what they say they're going to do. FM, AM shortwave or weather band, direct tuning, which means you press the buttons, MP3 player, and it says lyrics display. So, okay, so it displays the, I guess if the MP3 thing has lyrics in it, it displays it. That's new to me. It shuffles. I hope it doesn't walk away on its own. Radio recording, mic recording, alarm clock, sleep timer, ebook, calendar, flashlight, SOS, hand crank solar power, 5-volt USB to charge your phone or other devices. And again, that's one of the really neat features. About half those things that I read off, I'm probably not going to use. Again, the packaging is spectacular. I like that. The company name is Tivdio, Tivdio. I don't know why. Now, thanks for watching. I'm Jim, W6LG. If you've enjoyed this video, I know it's a reach. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe. And I've got some other things in the works that really have to do with ham radio. So thanks for watching. See you the next time. 7-3.
Northwest winds 10 to 20 miles an hour with gusts to around 30 miles an hour. Monday night, mostly cloudy until midnight, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows around 42.
That's in the valley.
Northwest winds 15 to 20 miles an hour with gusts to around 30 miles an hour. Tuesday, mostly sunny. Highs around 58. North winds 10 to 15 miles an hour. Gusts up to 25 miles an hour in the morning.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good.
For eastbound travelers, the forecast for Tahoe Basin today, mostly sunny in the morning, then becoming
thanks for watching.
cloudy. Highs.
It says goodbye.